Everybody, buongiorno. Please welcome Trago from Amsterdam. Thank you. As I understand, he's waiting for a spritz.
Correct.
Is that cool? Okay.
The breakfast.
So you know this place is called Hangover, obviously, because that takes place in the morning after a festival night.
Yeah.
Are you hangover right now?
Not really, but
But you're getting drunk.
I'm trying to have a breakfast with a spritz. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Typical Italian breakfast. As you know, Tom is a DJ and producer with quite some years of experience, let's say, even though he looks really young.
Thank you.
That's true. Let's start from the beginning. What's the first thing you feel when you walk into a club before you set? You do a set. I mean, do you have rituals to connect with people? You try to read the room. You start with your own, ideas, or what's your attitude towards, establishing a connection?
Well, first of all, I think before you go there, you check the lineup, so you know who's playing before you and after you.
Yeah, because the mood. Yeah.
Yeah. So and then you kind of sometimes in the hotel you prepare a bit of music. New music people send you, old music you found, music you collect this week in the record store, and you kind of put it all together on your USB or whatever in your record box. And I think when I enter the club, the first thing I always do is I always go to the dance floor like I was a visitor. Like yesterday, first of course I meet the crew, the people, the team,
Round of applause for the spritz.
Grazie mille. So after meeting the crew, I just want to actually experience the festival or the club like if I was a visitor, if I was a dancer, if I was somebody who bought a ticket. So it's very important for me to understand how the sound system is sounding for the people on the dance floor. So I would never stay only backstage and then go on for the show. So yesterday, I walk around a little bit and
It's a beautiful place, right?
beautiful place.
And I do think the sound is really great here.
It was amazing, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So for me, that's really important. So have a point of view as a visitor.
Yeah, sure. Because I do think that the connection when the differences are really clear to me when you're a band and you have your own, music and people are expecting like this song or the other song and stuff. You could say there's already a connection. While being a DJ, it's more being in between the music and the people. You're not only on the stage, right? Because, you have to mix, you put your own stuff, obviously, but you have to feel like the people out there. Also because, everybody's a DJ.
Yeah.
And somehow, we can go to my room now, and if I play the right record, you could dance.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think, you always kind of, during the set, you can kind of scan the people, and you see certain music will have a better reaction sometimes. The crowd is really more into more techno, more harder stuff. Sometimes they just like to listen more disco or soulful stuff. And in the beginning, most of the time, the first 20, 30 minutes, you can kind of scan the people by making little adjustments, and then you see the reactions. And from there on, you see, okay, so I think this direction might be interesting for this type of people. And of course, you stay true to yourself and true to your own sound. But I think it's very important to keep on reading the crowd, and adjusting every time, because it's different in Pisa than in Amsterdam, and in Amsterdam different than in Berlin. So
Sure.
you cannot come up like a band with a prepared set. You cannot say like this is number 1, number 2, number 3. This is not how DJing works. DJing is about flexibility.
It's a real life. You can prepare up to a point, but not.
Exactly.
I tell you just a short anecdote that happened to me like 3 weeks ago, and I was really surprised. I'm doing some theater shows, and after that, sometimes they ask me to do a DJ set, even though I'm not a DJ. So I just say, I call it musica automatica. It's like I just select things. And they brought me in this restaurant. It was, fashion restaurant, really cool, on the seaside, on the other sea. It was at the Adriatic Sea, and I started with my, I don't know, some post-punk things, things that I like, but nobody was moving. Also because there was a lot of people eating, and so I had an idea. I put on Maracaibo. Do you know Maracaibo? And then I started, I started to see people like with prawns in their hands, moving the prawns. In 15 minutes, they were dancing to Berlin techno. So I tricked them out with
Yeah.
Maracaibo, and then maybe a few drinks, and then I could.
Yeah, that's.
It
I mean, that's
never happened. I mean, the strangest place where you.
yeah. That's. I think that's the whole game of DJing is slowly bring people to a situation where they are dancing to something that they maybe never heard of. They actually realize they like, but they're like, wow, I would never normally play it for myself, but now I'm listening to it and I'm loving it. So you can.
Did you ever find yourself in a place like one I found myself in, like what's your Maracaibo? I mean, when you're like in the deep shit, nobody's dancing, nobody cares. Maybe you're younger, I don't know, now it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But do you have any memory of, like a really, really hard dance floor, like nobody's moving and you have to figure out, how can I do now?
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's one song by Piluski. It's edited by the Pointer Sisters. It's called "Send Him Back," and that's kind of my trick for. I can make like children from 6 to women from 280 dance on this one, and
So that's your secret
yeah,
weapon.
that's secret weapon. Yeah, send him back.
So I understand that. Do you agree with me if I say that from a pro point of view, obviously we can spot a lot of differences, appreciate production, original production stuff, but maybe more today than 20 years ago. DJing and clubbing, it's more. I mean, the most important thing now is establishing a real connection among people. I mean, things are changing the last 20 years. People are not that easy, being together, using their bodies. And so I think that clubbing and DJ, and so forth, it's really a political and cultural activity.
Yeah, definitely, and especially a social activity, which is
Yeah, exactly. Real interaction.
real interaction is getting less and less, and even yeah, I mean the cell phone, the era with cell phones is making it even worse. To just have a random conversation or to learn to talk to somebody that you don't know yet, and I think for this reason, clubs, festivals, all these musical activities can be very inspiring because on the dance floor or at the bar or you have all kinds of social encounters. You meet somebody that you was not planning to meet, and I think this is really important in life, and music plays a really important role here.
Yeah, also because we're really drawn to verbal communication, virtual, real, whereas clubbing and dancing, it's more of a pre-verbal communication. It's something more connected with our anthropological roots, something that we are kind of losing. It's like you go maybe to watch a football match. Yeah, it's an experience, a gig, a DJ set, but just a few.
Yeah, no, that
Maybe the church. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean totally, and don't forget also that like a lot of people find their lovers on the dance floor, so it's a very romantic thing too. You move your body in a sensual way and get attracted to somebody or so.
Yeah, it's the next stage of success. First stage, people move. Second stage, people dance like hell. Third stage, people make love.
Exactly.
That's the final stage of every DJ.
Correct.
Because I do think people still go to club, to get laid. But anyway, I mean, it's really funnier to try to get laid in a club rather than on an update, right?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah. Do you think we're old-fashioned? Yeah.
Well,
Maybe.
we're getting a bit old, but I mean,
Yeah, we are.
mentally,
I am.
mentally, I mean, I'm hanging out with a lot of young people, so I try to stay fit in the mind.
And yeah, and pass the message.
Yeah.
Like, you want to get laid, go to a club.
Yeah.
Forget the phone. Yeah. I love sound checks. again on the social importance of clubbing, you've been part of a scene that was really interesting. But maybe in Italy we don't know much about it. The Amsterdam scene that was well connected, obviously, with all the rest of the scene. How did you play out the clubbing scene in establishing the identity of Amsterdam as a lively place, easy place, and a place where you can actually do whatever you want as long as you respect the others?
Yeah, Amsterdam was, I think, very influential for me, but also for house music in general, because I think the first big rave parties in the 90s, they were all mostly in Amsterdam, and the big gigs for people like Moody Man, who was playing yesterday, or Carl Craig, or most of them were also in Amsterdam around that era. So it actually pushed the whole electronic dance music scene. But at the same time, Amsterdam, it's not so big, so people have they go to a soul night, to a disco night, to a house night, to a hip hop night, because there's not enough back in the days when I grew up, not enough only house parties, So you get to hear a lot of different styles of music, which kind of makes Amsterdam very crossover, and open-minded.
Eventually, it's a good thing, that one, because
I think so. Yeah.
yeah, you mix culture, attitudes, and moods, and that's where I think that's where a club scene really thrives. Yeah, I'm thinking about the Berlin scene that was really so vertical. The techno Berlin scene. That,
exactly. That's the opposite of what Amsterdam was. Also,
and also the way
Amsterdam had like so many cultures on the dance floor. You would have a great mix of different nationalities, which is different to Berlin.
That is really true, because I remember the time I spent in Berlin. I had a lot of fun, but actually, doesn't matter the venue, you would always find the same sound. That was good somehow, because you just didn't care where we went. You just you in Berlin in the 90s, early 2000. You just go out and you find Berlin techno. I mean, nuances and stuff, but it's nerdish things for us. Exactly. 9% of people was the same sound all over the town.
Yeah, that was
like Detroit. I mean, like all these vertical, know.
Yeah. No, I think because Amsterdam, I mean, has this. It's also with food, but it's been a port. It's a very small city, but a lot of stuff came in and goes out. I mean, a lot of people pass by Amsterdam and leave a little. A lot of people pass by and they start a restaurant, or they. So there's a
lot of mix.
There's a big cultural mix. Yeah.
It's deeply European, Amsterdam. I love it. Yeah. As a festival goer, festival or DJ set or clubbing, whatever. Do you have any funny stories? Just, I mean, maybe better than the Maracaibo one I told you. The weirdest thing ever happened to you playing at the festival or in a club or whatever? Things, surprising things, or the things that when you go back at the other, you say, that's why I did the right thing, becoming a DJ. Or you could either think, I should have never have done a DJ in my life.
Well, a lot of weird stuff happens all the time.
I know, just share.
Yeah, but let me
feel free to share.
Well, on stage, I remember playing live. A lot of weird stuff happened with people coming on stage that you don't expect it to be on stage, or like I was recently playing in Sydney, and people just making love next to me in the DJ booth, and I tell my tour manager, I'd be like, is this okay? And he's like, this is what you want, man.
Yeah, exactly. So you reach the top.
So
I mean,
should I kick him out? And he's
no.
No. This is
it's the gold medal for a DJ. It's like the Olympics. I mean,
exactly.
They were making love.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
So. Okay, this is not weird. This is like heaven.
Well, for some people.
Yeah,
for them.
For them. I hope for them. So. To end this conversation, when you're not behind the decks, what keeps you inspired? I mean, not only in music. What are your cultural references? What do What what inspires your DJing apart from music? I mean, extra music.
Yeah, well, I try to stay in touch with a lot of all the other arts. So very inspired by either fashion or painting art or visiting museums, reading about other artists and stuff, but also going back in history and checking what other people did, like for instance Modigliani or whatever. See how artists inspired each other. I'm very interested always. For instance, this example of Modigliani and Picasso, they were like
Yeah,
in the same time, you know, and they were hitting off on each other, like not stealing, but being like, oh, that's good. Oh, I'm gonna make this. And then if you look at those timelines and you look at the stuff they made, you see small details that actually they were inspired by each other.
Yeah,
And I
sure.
think I have the same with my music. I listen to other people's music and I'm like, ooh, that's so good. I wish I made it. What, you know, and I listen very good and I'm like, you know, I cannot make the same record, but you know, what is the element of what I like so much? And then I try to use that, you know,
Yeah.
in a way that it's not stealing or copying, but it's by getting inspired.
You know, I think that since when the ready-made art, when Duchamp took a toilet and put it in a museum, from then on, when postmodernism was actually born, everybody's a DJ. I'm a movie director, and you know, you just mix all your influences and experiences. Everybody has already been done, so it's a matter of mixing things today, and through things you can, you know, build your own point of view and message.
Yeah, totally. I think it's about how you do it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Not what you do.
Yeah, yeah. The other day, last week, I had here these young guys. They called Yard Act. They're from Leeds in the UK, and they're 33, 34 years old, and I could recognize all the different influences in their music, like, you know, some post-punk, some more, you know, rock dancey, LCD stuff. But I didn't care about that. I just care about the way in which they, you know, put all together and the attitude they were transmitting, playing live. And that's where you are really original. You don't need to be original. I mean, putting together a few notes today.
No,
Do you
yeah.
agree with this, or?
Well, I mean, you can be original in both. I think
Yeah, you can be original if you're like,
top level.
yeah, if you're
Again.
top level. If you're top level. Okay. Thank you, Tom. Really,
Thanks
it
a lot.
was
For
really
the
nice
question.
having you here.
Yeah, thanks for your time. And
Safe travels. Where next up to? Where do you
Amsterdam
go?
tonight.
Ah, you go to Amsterdam.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
But
DJ.
you don't play tonight.
Yeah,
no?
yeah, yeah.
You play tonight.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
that's good. So have a nice set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom.
How drugs,
Yes.
how drugs change the scene in the dance floor lately? Because you
invented
come
the
from
scene.
Amsterdam. Amsterdam was very famous for the best lab of MDMA. Drugs and music was,
Totally connected. Yeah,
and
yeah.
now it's full of ketamine and
It's
shit
true.
like that.
Yeah,
So the scene is completely different. The vibes is different.
totally true. Yeah, yeah.
So how you feel about it? Because
Um,
I know that it's a problem now.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, yeah. You can say I think where is ecstasy or MDMA is a social, more of a social drug. It makes you interact. It makes you interact with the music. It makes you feel the music deeper. I think ketamine for a lot of people is more of an individual introvert type of drug. So it changes a lot. You can see it on the dance floor. You can
Yeah, but
feel it as a DJ.
You
but-
as a DJ, you can see the difference.
Yes, totally. Yeah, yeah, and you can also see the countries how different the drugs affect people. Some countries there is not much drugs. Some countries there's very easy to get drugs. So it has a lot of effect on the
Like
dance.
London.
For instance, London
example.
is way more of a. I think ketamine and coke plays
Yeah.
than ecstasy, for instance.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also a sign of the time, you know, because the 90s were dominated by different drugs than the 2000s. And
Yeah, because especially in this time, MDMA was a big story in the dance floor.
totally, yeah,
Even in the rave,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
with LSD in the rave.
Yeah. I mean LSD changed the whole landscape.
Yeah.
Landscape of music in the 60s, 70s.
Yeah, I would
But
say,
now I never meet, well, never. I wouldn't say never, but like acid and LSD, it is maybe 2 or 5% of the drugs that people use. Became almost an old school drugs.
Yeah, but LSD was more in the rave in the jungle, so stuff like that, rather than in the club.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Yeah.
But now it's the people don't take drugs anymore.
Well,
or they don't have the knowledge how to take drugs.
I think.
Maybe.
Yeah. I think you're definitely right. But maybe we should keep on educating.
yeah,
yeah. I'm a great educator.
No, that's true. You know, there are a lot of experiments when you check your own drugs before going into a rave party. I mean, it's a matter of saving lives. So I mean, I'm stand by it. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, I'd love drugs to be freely available and always safe. So guided and checked.
Yeah, I think it's very important that maybe like there is no too strict control on a personal doses. If you have a little bit of drugs on you or whatever.
No. You should have said it before anyway. What were you saying?
No, I'm saying like I think it's very important to not be too strict about drugs because I think they have a way better influence on people and on the dance floor than, for instance, alcohol.
Yeah, sure.
And alcohol is free; everybody can get super drunk, you know. But
totally agree
with
on that.
drugs, it's very difficult to get it into the festival, to use it, and sometimes if the security finds you and you have a little bit, and it's obviously you're not a dealer, but you just have it for your personal use. There are very, very strong penalties. Even in Holland, in festivals, they...
That was in UK. I mean, I don't know how many times I had to run away in Brixton's clubs.
Yeah,
because suddenly somebody came inside.
Yeah,
deciding, okay, let's go tonight there. As if they didn't know that every night was like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very... It should be... we should be a bit more relaxed about the personal
it's a
use
matter
of
of education, you know. As
Definitely.
long as we don't have in schools sex and drugs educations, we just like don't explain youngsters two of the most important things, like how to take care and use your body safely and how to respect the other people in the sexual and sentimental relationships.
Totally, and I think
we are in the middle age.
What is really good about I think in Holland, you have a few places in the city, in Amsterdam, where you can bring your drugs before the weekend. They test it.
That's what.
Yeah, and they give it back to you and they say, this is non-toxic.
Stuff.
So
in Italy, you have some, ONGs, no profit association. They just go outside raves or big parties, and if you want, you can check
test
your
your
drugs with
ecstasy
them,
or whatever.
You test,
Which is important because, especially nowadays, also some of the drugs can be a bit too chemical or like that. I mean, a lot of drugs it's chemical anyway, but I mean with the wrong chemicals.
Son, I can't control what he does. So if somebody else gives him a hand, I mean, he would never come to me and asking if this is good or not.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't know actually before trying it.
Totally.
So if he goes to a party, I would prefer to have somebody check.
Yeah.
And not arrest him. I mean.
Yeah, totally. I think that's and you cannot deny that drugs has been a very important and useful part of dance culture.
But also philosophy. Without drugs, the Greek philosophy wouldn't be there. So
exactly, it's a mind expander. So
anyway, so make love, do drugs carefully, and not war.
Exactly.
Is that cool?
Beautiful.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Great ending.
Grazie, Fabio.
Grazie.